Hello and welcome to Studio1X2, football's home away from home. This is where we draw the game's beautiful picture for you. I'm your host, Tom Buana, and we have a special guest in studio today. You've probably seen a tweet from him whenever Liverpool wins, or as has become the norm this past season, whenever they lose. He is also famous for his carpentry skills, which recently have failed miserably. This is Erico.
Yo, VP.
Fitana, welcome to the show. Perhaps the most bantered football fan in Kenya. Eric Njiiru is his name. Karibu sana to the show, Erico.
I'm not the most bantered fan in Kenya. It's only this season.
I think you are, because I was just checking around to see where you brought the coffin. I can't see it.
It's been hired by someone.
And Kama Ibada, our resident football analyst, former Kenya international Boniface Ambani. Boni, this is the week for the Euros.
Everybody's ready for it.
So let's get straight into it. Eric, you're used to bantering people and used to making controversial or bold predictions about different matches. Now you're where the money is. We're looking at groups in the Euro 2020. We're looking at Group E and Group F. In Group E, we have Poland, Slovakia, Spain, and Sweden. How do you see this group panning out?
Well, I do think that's a very tricky group because most people do think that Spain are going to walk the group, which is not. Because look, Spain have not been fantastic in the last couple of years. I do think after they won the Euros, the last Euro that is in 2012 and coming to 16 now, they were nowhere close. The World Cup, same story. And now you've seen the squads have come out. There's no Sergio Ramos, and I do think the Madrid players, no one made the squad. Spain are going to check the group, but it'll be so tricky for them. Like, look at, you've said Sweden is there.
Yeah.
And there's Slovakia
So
still.
there's Poland, Slovakia, Spain, and Sweden.
Exactly. Poland, Lewandowski has been having fantastic season. For me, the best player in the world right now, they're goalkeepers. They're fantastic goalkeepers. I think the keeper from West Ham and the keeper from Juventus. So I'm going for Poland and Spain to go through.
Bonnie, need to bring you into this conversation. You hear Eric saying that Spain will top the group, but not as easy as everyone thinks, especially because of the omission of the Real Madrid players. What's your take on that?
But when it comes to Spain, they're always there. They're always in the tournament. So they come in with that experience, yeah? The experience of participating in those major tournaments. There are teams that when they come on the bigger stage, they fizzle out. Yeah. But with Spain, however much they are with that depleted squad, but I'm 100% sure that they're going to give something.
Brilliant. So let's look at Group F. We have France, Germany, Hungary, and Portugal, a group that people really say is a group of death. And who better to talk to us about groups of death than the coffin man himself here, Eric. Talk to us about the group of death.
We're going to bury them. France won the World Cup.
Yes.
And they lost the final, I think, in 2016.
Yes.
Portugal, they've won the best squads in Europe. Their talent, Diogo Jota, Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano, Guerrero, everyone from back. Ruben Diaz is the best player in the Premier League. We saw last season.
Yes.
They almost won the Champions League. They won the Premier League. This squad, to me, is one of the most balanced in Europe right now. Yeah. And they're yearning to win.
And talking of Portugal, and you bring up you mentioned Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo. If there is a penalty, who takes the penalty?
It has to be Cristiano. Yeah. The reason why that guy takes penalties for Man United is because those players don't know how to take penalties. If you got Rashford,
he's not necessarily the best.
He's not the best. Because Rashford, Martial, Man United, who are those? They don't know how to take penalties. Listen, for that group, for me, I do think Portugal are going to take the group because of their talent, while France are going to come second, and Germany are going to lose to those two and finish number 3, and then Hungary can settle for number 4.
Let's look at it this way. This is a group that has Germany, whose manager wants to bow out in style. This is Joachim Löw, one of the most respected names in football managerial career.
Listen, there's nothing like he wants to bow out on a high. Who cares about that? We don't care about him. I do think France are well packaged, and Portugal, that Germany. Yes, they won the World Cup, but there's a lot of things have changed.
Bonnie, let's ask a question. The dark horses here, we have Hungary, who everyone writes off.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there any outside chance
that
Hungary can upset people here and welcome themselves to the table?
No. I will lie. I don't think Hungary has any chance on those 3 teams.
And now, you know what time it is. It's time for Bonnie's best bet. Eric, you know the game so well, and so we got you and Bonnie to share your predictions for our Super Euro jackpot, the easiest jackpot coupon in Kenya. 25 million shillings for 25 bob only, and plenty of bonuses to be won from 12 correct predictions. Now we get to see whose selection really looks like money. So, looking at this coupon, Turkey versus Italy, you went, both of you went for Italy to win. Wales versus Switzerland, you went for a Swiss victory. You said Wales would trounce the Swiss. Why did you predict a win for Switzerland?
Because Wales still don't convince me. Yes, they do have names, Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey, players here and there, Nick Williams, but as a team, they still don't convince me. Remember the last internationals they played, the last Euros they played in 2016, they're still not yet there. The other team, I do think they've played well together for a series of time now, so I do think they'll come out on top.
Biggest game I want us to talk about here is Denmark versus Finland. Bonnie, you went for Denmark win, and you went for Finland to win. Bonnie, why Denmark against Finland?
To me, currently, I usually look at the superiority of the team and the firepower in the team.
I do think Finland will be one of those surprises of the tournament. They played well in a few matches here and there in the qualifiers going to the Euros. I know obviously they were a year before because of the pandemic, but I do think the way I saw them play, they'll be one of the surprises, and they can surprise Denmark.
How confident are you to say that North Macedonia will beat Austria?
Ooh, that's my team, my second team. Obviously, I support Spain, but North Macedonia for me. Look, when they got the new coach in 2015, I do think when they came to coaching to like head coach, they had fantastic results here and there. Their qualification run was one, not really the best in the group, but they qualified as a playoff team after losing the qualifiers. But they've got this guy from Leeds called Alioski.
Yeah.
And this guy from the legend who plays in Genoa, I think in Italy, Pandev.
Exactly.
He's a legend of that country. I do think the fact that they beat Germany in the internationals in September, last internationals, they're going with that motivation.
You saying the Austrians will trounce over?
Definitely. This is Macedonia.
No, you know.
Look at how you're laughing at North Macedonia.
Austria is like a one-man team.
Yeah.
I give you facts. Alioski, Pandev, their coach.
That's a team that's coming to this tournament it's their first time coming to the tournament.
They're just happy to participate.
They're just happy to be there.
Listen, no one saw Iceland in 2016.
Yeah. So this will be a moment, another Icelandic moment.
Exactly.
I don't think so.
Let's go to another tie, and this is France versus Germany. You went for France, World Cup champions, winning the game, but Boniface says it's a draw.
Bro, I'm going for talent, class. They've got Benzema is back, Njiiru, they got Mbappe, Griezmann. I do think the last Euros, they're not matured so much.
France also went to the World Cup in 2010 with the who and who in this one.
Bro, that is 2010 and now it's 2021. Those are 11 years.
Sometimes it's talent. It itself.
I do think even form doesn't favor Germany.
Yeah. They've been there all the time. All the qualifications.
And they're getting
qualifications.
And it's their exit time.
Yeah, no, it's not their exit time.
This is their final. They're not going to win the World Cup or the Euros.
Well, lastly, we're talking about Turkey and Wales. You went for Turkey winning. You went for Wales winning. Eric, take us through your Turkish prediction.
It's about being compact as a team. I do think Turkey have still played well in the qualifiers, and like Wales, they had to wait until the final time of the qualification to seal their place in the Euros. But I do think Turkey, Italy, Ukraine were some of the fantastic teams in the qualifiers. I do think they will carry that form going to the Euros.
Brilliant. Who are your favorites?
The fact that the best defender in the world is not in the Euros, Virgil van Dijk, I'm going for France.
Have you ever met Joash Onyango?
Who is Joshua Monyango from Gor Mahia? So I told you, the fact that Van Dijk is not playing this season, Euros, I'm going for France to check the Euros.
France?
They've got the talent and everything. They got Karim Benzema.
You think that there's no replacement for Dijk?
Van Dijk?
Yes.
This man touches the ball and defines the epitome of defending.
That's Eric Njiiru for you. We have some exciting offers. You get a free bet when you place a bet worth 300 shillings or more on the outright market. And it's time for our skills challenge. Our defensive box-to-box presenter, Eric Njiiru, we have given you a challenge of scoring a no-look penalty.
Like Firmino.
Like Firmino. Not necessarily like Firmino, though, because you're going to turn and look away from the goal.
Okay.
You have a goalkeeper there who is so confident he's not moving. So it's your turn now to make it count.
Because I have a coach here.
For morale, you have some coach here. Mr. Coach, you're on temporary basis, remember.
He's my assistant acting coach. Will be sacked if we miss this.
Let's do it.
Going.
Yes! Thank you so much. That's the skills challenge for Eric Njiiru. You got it. Eric, no three letters frustrate football fans more than those three annoying letters, VAR. Do you think VAR is going to be a bone of contention in the Euro 2020?
Well, I do think so, because if someone is happy, that means someone else is crying. Like we've seen this season in the Premier League, we've had decisions where players and fans don't like it. Some decisions are going against their way. But we have to appreciate the fact that the Champions League and the Europa League have really interpreted the VAR really well, unlike the Premier League.
What do you consider good interpretation of VAR? It's technology.
Exactly, it's either good or not. And that means that the referee who are doing the VAR interpretation now have to come up with really good decisions. There's no you can tell me an official is watching on TV, does not see an incident, let's say offside or a player's been fouled, unlike the referee is on the center of the pitch because obviously of the speed of the thing. So I do expect a referee who is seated somewhere can be able to see the incident from all corners and make a good decisions.
Bonnie, one thing that frustrates me as a football fan is the time that is taken during the checks. I mean, why can't you just stop the clock like it's done in rugby?
To me, in the first place, I don't know, bro, this thing VAR in the first place, yeah? Because football is when it's controversial. But to me, I think that time, the duration.
Yeah.
You know, when you score a goal, you just want to celebrate in that moment.
Yes.
Yeah? The celebration, you're killing that celebration.
That's a striker speaking.
Yeah.
Do you think you would have scored the 26 goals that you're so proud of if you played in the VAR
I
era?
could have scored 30.
So you were denied some goals.
He could have scored 16. Make it 16.
I think what makes the tournament memorable are those close calls and decisions. A little bit of controversy here and there to spark some conversations. We're all about the game here at Studio1X2. You've heard it from the football fanatic, Liverpool superfan, resident KUT banter extraordinaire, Eric Njiiru, the casket carrier. Asante sana for coming to Studio1X2. And also Boniface Ambani for coming, always making time to be here with us. Asante sana, gentlemen.
See you when France win the Euros.
Thank you. And until then, wekelea 1X2.